Bing chilling.
I got China #1. We also got cookie dough blizzards. Shout out Dairy Queen.
Shout out Dairy Queen. We had some blizzards and have Chinese brain parasites
Yep.
now. They erased the memory and replaced it with a China #1.
For context.
No context.
Okay, for context for the recording that Tyler can cut. We opened my YouTube recommended, and all of it is in Chinese, or not my recommended, my search bar, and all of it is in Chinese.
I should have the date on this clip, but March 6th, 2023. Check Discord image Connor upload screenshot. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the edit.
And we don't know why. We switched account. Like, we switched my account to my other account, and it was fine.
Default YouTube channel.
Yeah. And it was fine, no problems. Also, we found out that the wrist brace I was wearing was upside down. So hopefully
he was almost upside down in his chair while he was wearing it upside down. So it shouldn't be so bad now.
Maybe I'll have a right side up recording.
Little did you know, this entire time the recording the microphone has been upside down, and there's no way to fix it.
You know, I think our footage is actually upside down as well.
If we got any Australians listening to this, I'm sorry about the upside down audio. Nothing we can do about it.
They'll hear it right side up.
No, they won't. They're upside down. They can't hear it right side up.
But if we're upside down, they have to hear it right side up.
No, we're upside down according to them, so they're upside down.
Welcome back to an upside down episode of Higurashi.
The entire episode is upside down. Okay, switch it back now. Switch it back now.
I should apologize, Rena. I don't think I believed you. I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay, Keiichi-kun. I'm just glad we didn't get caught upside down.
Who are they? The right side up department? Are they pawns of those right side up fanatics who are trying to revive the cult of the directionals?
Alright.
It's the bullet prefecture, you know?
It's some bullet prefecture.
It all comes back to the bullet prefecture.
I'm gonna get to that part in Himatsubushi. I'm gonna die laughing editing it again. Again. I'm just gonna add gunshots to every fucking...
You should do that, or you should do the, You ever played Enter the Gungeon?
I haven't played it, no.
There's a gun that's the letter R, and when you shoot it, it says bullet as you shoot it. This is... Rena.
I think they don't realize that they're pawns, but I'm sure the masterminds are using them as such. They must be the ones who have been pulling strings behind the scenes ever since the damn conflict. Now there's kids out there. It's not your phone this time.
You just said damn conflict, and it's all quiet. I heard that people working for the Sonozaki family did something similar during the dam conflict itself.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Oishi-san told me that there was a kidnapping incident during the dam conflict. The case hasn't been disclosed to the public, but anyway, someone kidnapped the grandson of the Ministry of Construction and coerced the minister into promising to put a halt to the dam construction. Yeah, who did that, Connor?
Takano.
Damn, he just...
I solved it right out the gate.
He's done it, he did it.
Right out the gate. I'm gonna say the cult of Oyashiro-sama. I think that's a safe bet. The parasites, actually. The aliens? Mm-hmm. The aliens that infected everyone else. Mm-hmm. But they're aliens from a faraway place called, Scotland. Give me my cable back, you fuck.
I've been trying to move it off of it, but you don't do it every time I move
up here. Yeah, they're from a faraway place called New England. The grandson of the minister was kidnapped. Hey, I've never heard about that before.
Excuse me. The minister submitted to their demands and they made a deal behind the scenes. That's why the incident never went public. Oishi-san only knows about it because he was in charge of the case.
With Mr. Akasaka. Okay. And?
According to Oishi-san, between kidnapping the minister's grandson and blackmailing him, the tactics were frighteningly advanced. The police know that the Sonozaki family gave orders to the kidnappers, but the case still remains unsolved. At that time, the head of the Sonozaki family, Oryo, had announced a plan to fight against the dam project by force. She even informed the Special Attack Corps using the Yakuza group that's under the Sonozaki family's command. She was very serious about this plan to put the Ministry of Construction down by brute force if she couldn't stop the construction.
Everybody knows that the Sonozaki family had tried to stop the dam project, even if it meant breaking the law. So I wasn't so surprised to hear that she had a dangerous plan like that. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mion who came up with the idea. The plan sounded just like her. What?
In the end, the plan ended up as nothing more than that, but the Special Attack Corps actually did undergo training, and very high level training at that.
How do you know that? Oishi had uncovered the information right after the dam conflict ended. At the time, Oryo even said that if the village was going to be submerged, all members of the Onikafuchi Guardians would choose to stay in their houses and drown. So because Oryo was behind those things, I couldn't just laugh off the idea of an armed assault on the Ministry of Construction. According to the information Oishi sieved... Sieved?
He sieved it?
Yeah. He had to shake out the truth, you know? According to the information Oishi seized, she planned a suicide mission as a last resort when the dam conflict started to heat up, in case the resistance wasn't successful. She had actually obtained weapons and put people through training for the sake of that plan. The Special Attack Corps was flown to America, having received a huge amount of money from Oryo for the operation. In the southern desert of the United States, some retired military soldiers gave them highly professional training.
The only southeastern desert in the United States is the beaches in Florida.
While the plan was never carried out, the Special Attack Corps became a death squad under the direct control of Oryo after they came back from America. They were involved in many unsolved terrorist incidents, and they succeeded in kidnapping the grandson of the minister as well. It sounds like it's from a movie or something.
Do you remember how Mi-chan said that she could do anything from flying helicopters to using wireless radios? It's all actually true. It seems like Mi-chan joined in on the training.
No shot. There's actually, there's no shot that's canon.
Do you think Mion could actually fly a helicopter right now?
Shion? Yeah. Mion?
Did I say Shion?
No. I said Shion.
Okay.
I think Shion could. I don't think Mion has that training. I think Shion has that training.
Interesting. Funny.
It's on brand, though. Because Shion just, murders people.
You say so.
You fucking read Miyakashi and Watanagashi with me, man. Shion fucking just...
No, Shion's retarded. She doesn't know anything sophisticated enough of piloting fucking helicopters. Are you kidding me? She brute forced her way through that entire goddamn murder spree. She got lucky that she didn't get caught instantly. You know that.
Finesse. So that was all true?
Well, let's put that aside for now. Anyway, you have to at least believe that the death squad actually exists in Hinamizawa, and that they're capable of kidnapping the grandson of a government minister.
I didn't take a closer look at the four men in the white van today, but thinking about it, they did look professional in a way. They were pretending just to be taking a break, but I could tell they were tense the whole time. So, are they really trying to kill you? You're fine, they just killed her.
I don't think so. If they really wanted to kill me, I'd be dead already.
It's just like Roanapur. So, what do they want? Are they after Takano-san's scrapbooks?
Like you saw yourself, the group is very cautious. Unless we show them an opening, they won't resort to force. If they were the type to use force outright, they could have attacked me in my sleep.
They haven't done that yet, so they must mean they're taking it cautiously.
They're probably not sure that I have the scrapbooks. They killed Mio-san and tried to dispose of them, but they found out that the most important ones were missing. They thought she gave them to someone because she knew her life was in danger. Now they think I'm the one who has them. But they're not sure, so they can't resort to violence.
There's no way that, like, this game turns into this. Turns into, like, the mystical murder hit squad that Audio has. Like, come on, man. Like,
Come on, man.
this isn't true. Rena, it sounds like you're playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared, but they won't be able to erase me so easily. After all, I'm cooperating with Oishi-san. I've been frequently contacting him in case something happens.
Yeah, unlike Keiichi. What did he say about them?
He said he'd keep an eye on the Sonozaki family so that he could catch them right away if they were working behind the scenes.
Did you tell him about the scrapbooks?
No, I didn't.
I think you should. He's an officer. I'm sure the police will help you.
Keiichi-kun, I can't even tell you the secret of the village because I'm not sure you would believe me. I don't think Oishi-san would believe me if I told him any of this.
Rena, let's not make it more confusing than it already is. Just tell me, what is it? What's written in the scrapbooks? What's the secret that killed Mio-san?
Simply put, if the things written in the scrapbooks are true, the god they worship would be dethroned.
Their god? Dethroned?
Yeah, the sanctity of Hoyashiro-sama will be lost. That's why they want to conceal the truth. They want to resurrect people's belief in Hoyashiro-sama.
Rena, can you explain it a little more simply than that? I'm confused.
In other words, Hoyashiro-sama isn't a god.
He isn't? I had no idea what she read that made her so certain, but whatever it was, it'd be sacrilegious for people who believe so strongly in Oyashiro-sama.
Get the consecutive yawns out.
Yeah, this is...
There are many teachings of Oyashiro-sama, but the essence is as follows. Don't leave the village, and don't let anybody into the village. One could even say that the rest of his teachings were developed to maintain those two fundamentals. It really wasn't until later on that they added aspects like love your neighbor or viewing him as a god of marriage and domestic property.
In other words, Oyashiro-sama existed solely to stop the villagers from going outside the village. Oyashiro-sama doesn't bless the villagers or protect them from disasters. The people believe that Oyashiro-sama does all that for them, but the truth is that the people abused his name for that purpose, generation after generation, and nothing more than that. Why did Oyashiro-sama descend in the first place? Because demons came out of the Onigafuchi swamp and attacked people.
In fact, that was the wrong interpretation. Demons didn't come out of the swamp and attack people. People became demons and attacked others when they were possessed by whatever came out of the swamp.
Whatever came out of the swamp? What do you mean by that? Whatever came out of the swamp... Oh. Okay. Whatever came out of the swamp possessed people, crawled into their blood, controlled them, and turned them into demons. People had no resistance against whatever it was that came out of the swamp. They became demons, attacked the other villagers, and turned them into demons as well. That's right. It was a weird infectious disease that broke out from the swamp. It made the infected people go out of control. The villagers saw this disaster and explained it so. Evil demons came out from the bottom of the swamp, possessed people, and turned them into demons as well. That is the truth of the story of the demons that came out of the Onigafuchi swamp. But why kill Satoshi?
Good question.
What did he know?
Did he know anything?
That's what I was gonna say. He probably didn't know fucking anything.
So why kill Satoshi?
That's why they killed Satoshi.
He knew nothing, so he must die.
No, they killed Satoshi because he's exhibiting the symptoms of the originally possessed.
Yeah.
So let's call it, there's like a death squad and parasites or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that under extraordinary amounts of stress, a manifestation of Oyashiro-sama will show up in the result of a third footstep. And then people start acting weird and erratic and like killing people and doing all this weird shit. So then they get put down by the hit squad for that. Because they're exhibiting symptoms of like going too far. So
Yeah.
they put Satoshi down because he turned rabid. You feel?
Interesting.
They didn't put Satoshi down because he knew, they put Satoshi down because he turned rabid. And then his aunt was just like a result of that.
Rapidness.
Because Satoshi
Killed his aunt.
killed his aunt. Did they ever actually tell you if he did or not?
I neither confirm nor deny.
Damn it.
It actually explains the legend. So, was Oyashiro-sama a doctor who came from a foreign country?
Yes, that's not exactly. Yeah, that's not exactly correct, but he was something like that. He came to Higurashi and he treated the infectious disease, but he couldn't cure it for good.
Irie?
EDA's actually been alive for 600,000 years or some shit.
Yeah, that's on brand.
All his treatment could do was reduce the symptoms of the infection. Villagers could have their symptoms suppressed, but there was no way to kill the parasite that had infested them. After a while, the village was divided into two groups. One group was made up of people who were already infected, and the other consists of people who weren't. Without a cure for the disease, the uninfected looked down on the people who could only suppress their violent symptoms. They even talked about drowning them in the swamp. But they knew killing the infected people wouldn't solve the problem. The parasites came out of their water sources, including Nonigafuchi Swamp. They couldn't fill them all in, for if they did that, they would lose their access to drinking water. They could have chosen to leave the village, but that was hard for them, for that was the location of their ancestors' graves.
I'm so glad I don't have to fucking worry about cutting out these pop-ups all the fucking time. Peter!
Hey Peter, did you know you're playing OVR setup and then advanced OVR and then OVR toolkit and then VR chat?
Under the power of Oyashiro-sama, infected people could live without showing symptoms. So both those who were infected and those who weren't decided to live together equally and to coexist with the parasite. Oyashiro-sama was impressed by the villagers' decision. He decided to stay there and continue to treat them.
That's the true identity of Oyashiro-sama, the benefactor who stayed in the village to protect the lives of both human and demon.
That's right. And Oyashiro-sama made rules in order to ensure the symptoms of the infected people would remain suppressed. The rules were to never leave the village, and to never let anybody into the
I
village.
think that was swapped.
Oh well.
Yeah, this is KG.
I understand why he didn't want to let anybody new into the village. It was to prevent the parasite from infecting anybody else. But I don't understand why he didn't want people to leave.
It seems like the parasite can only live here in Hinamizawa because of the climate here. It causes an outbreak of the symptoms in order to prevent the hosts from leaving the village when they try. That reaction is the truth behind the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
The strongest symptoms of the infectious disease were violence and delirium. The infected people acted just like demons, and the impact of seeing them in the throes of the disease was strong enough to make others describe them as such. They couldn't even let people leave who had just come to the village. If they had left after being infected, they might go crazy in a faraway land, turn into vicious demons, and cause a disaster. Infected people were never allowed to leave. When an infected person left the village, they brought him back by any means necessary. That was what it really meant to be demoned away. Wait a second, Rena. That means everybody in this village, including you and I, are infected. But nothing happens when we leave Hinamizawa. In fact, many villagers move far away after getting married or something. I've never heard of any villagers who went crazy and turned into demons after they left Hinamizawa.
You're right. That's because things went as Oyashiro-sama thought they would. Do you understand? He isolated the village for a long time in order to weaken the power of the parasite.
Hosts are very important for parasites. If something happens to the host, the parasite that live in the host have to share the same fate. In other words, if the host went crazy and attacked people, The host would be captured and killed, which means that the parasite would die with the host too. I see. You're talking about natural selection.
Good thinking, Keiji-kun. That's exactly right. As a result of living in this village under such strict rules for a long time, people who were hypersensitive to the parasite went crazy and got killed. The strong parasites that made the infected people go crazy were also killed off due to the host's violent behaviors. As a result, only the parasites that acted nice to people lived on. And that's the explanation behind the mix of human and demon blood that's written in the legend of Oyashiro-sama.
I'm kind of just agreeing with this. Let them cook. I like this a lot.
So,
It's a good theory.
that means the parasite is almost harmless now.
Yeah, according to Mio-san's scrapbooks, there are actually many people who are infected by the harmless parasites. Depends on the local food culture. For example, about 80% of the people who live in a country where meat is a staple food are infected by parasites. But because the parasites coexist with humans without doing any harm to them, nobody notices them, treats them, or tries to get rid of them.
There's worms on your blood.
I see.
In olden times, when Tanagashi was called Harawata Nagashi, Harawasha meaning guts. It said the people back then used to eat the guts of infected people who went crazy. It sounds awful, but it was something they had to do.
Eating the infected people. Are you talking about a vaccine?
You're very smart, Keiji-kun. Mio-san also interpreted just like you did. In the legend, it says people cut open and ate the infected ones alive, but actually wasn't anything gross like that. They did it in a scientific way. They created a vaccine for the infected people who died from the extremely strong parasites, and that helped the uninfected villagers boost their immune system.
Who was Oyashiro-sama? A scientist? He must have been from a very advanced country. Was he German? Is the true identity of Oyashiro-sama a foreign doctor who survived a shipwreck?
I think that
Oh, Satoko-chan.
Oh, Satoko-chan, I've been waiting for you for 1,000 years.
He's just a vampire, guys.
I think that'd be the most likely answer. He wasn't German, but he was a doctor of some sort.
It's kind of interesting to reveal the truth behind old legends. I don't think that Rena's story is too crazy to be true anymore. It still sounds crazy, of course, but I've never heard any theories that explain the legend of this village better than this one. I'm infected by the parasite too, right? I feel itchy all over now.
A person is like a universe. We have countless numbers of bacteria in our bodies. Some of those bacteria are essential to us staying alive.
Oh, like bacteria in yogurt, right? I see.
This is also what Mio-san wrote in her scrapbooks. You know termites, right? They eat wood, but they actually can't digest it themselves. They have a unique bacteria that decomposes the wood fibers. As a result, termites can absorb what they eat. That's just one example of a species coexisting with parasites.
I didn't know that. When I hear the word parasite, I feel creeped out, almost instinctively. But now I know some of them aren't so bad to us. So the weird infectious disease that broke out from the Onikafuchi swamp has been exterminated by now. Well, I shouldn't say exterminated. I should say it's harmless now.
I thought it was a crazy story at first, but now I feel like I just saw the trick behind some crazy kind of magic. It's interesting.
But what's the deal with Rika, man?
It is to us, but for the cult of Oyashiro-sama...
It gives the 8th daughter in a row special time traveling abilities, apparently. This goddamn fucking magical parasite.
There's aliens in her blood.
This must be a very annoying theory. Of course. If Takano-san's theory is correct, Oyashiro-sama isn't a god, and the punishment by that god, namely the curse of Oyashiro-sama, that people have been so afraid of, will turn out to have just been the symptoms of an infectious disease.
Talos.
I see. That's what dethroning God would mean. So if the pathogen of this infectious disease was identified and announced to the public, the power of Oyashiro-sama would be completely lost.
That's right. That's what they're afraid of. Mio-san was going to identify the pathogen, and for that she was killed.
So that must mean she identified it.
Maybe she did, but she's gone and she didn't say anything about that in her scrapbooks. And that's the only reason I can think of, though.
But it's the end of the 20th century. I'm sure the villagers have been examined by a lot of different medical institutions by now, right? I've never heard about anyone discovering a weird parasite like that.
The end of Higurashi.
I know. It's true that the pathogen hasn't been found yet, but in fact there is evidence that there is some kind of parasite involved.
What? Really?
When a parasite enters the human body, that body's immune system cells, eosinophils and macrophages, try to kill the parasite.
Remember how we talked about that Ryukishi was like a medical person for a while?
He is a social worker.
Yeah, and is involved in like medicine and medical terms and medical terms.
They secrete an antibody called immunoglobulin.
Yeah.
EIGE. The most common way of checking it is checking if a person is infected with a pathogen is to look at the levels of that secretion. According to Takano's research, people from Hinamizawa have a very high level of IgE immunoglobulin in their blood. That's not all. They also have obvious symptoms of being infected by parasites. They don't have any allergies. Immunoglobulin stimulates mast cells and they secrete histamines and serotonin as a result. These cause an allergic reaction. That allergic reaction isn't pleasant for humans, but it's necessary for the body to kill the pathogen. But the parasites don't want to be killed, of course, so they secrete substances that counteract immunoglobulin.
Immunoglobulin.
As a result, immunoglobulin stops stimulating the receptors of the mast cells, which stop secreting the chemical compounds. As a result, the antibody reaction, namely the allergic reaction, doesn't occur. In other words, a human body that was infected by the parasite secretes a high level of immunoglobulin, but doesn't display allergic reactions. For your information, a human body that's infected by a parasite doesn't suffer from hay fever. You get hay fever due to your body secreting a large amount of immunoglobulin because it's mistaken pollen for a parasitic invasion. As a result, a large amount of stimulants like histamine will be secreted, but your body can't contain the parasite that it's attempting to kill. That's why your body continues to secrete immunoglobulin. As a result, the stimulants. Yeah. Stimulants keep causing an allergic reaction. That's how the hay fever works.
They just missed a T.
Yeah, a manga gamer moment.
If you have a parasite in your body, it'll deactivate your immunoglobulin and suppress the secretion of stimulants. As a result, you don't have an allergic reaction. In other words, there's no hay fever in Hinamizawa, and you can cure your hay fever by moving here.
So we haven't been able to identify the pathogen, but there's no question about its existence.
Yeah, that's right.
If that's true, the scrapbooks are a big threat to the believers in Oyashiro-sama. They don't identify the pathogen, but they clearly prove its existence.
Yep, it poses a big enough danger to them to make them think it's worth killing Mio-san.
This really is a scary secret. I believe it because you took the time to explain it to me, but if you had skipped the details and told me only the conclusion, it really would have sounded too crazy to believe.
I told you! I couldn't believe it at first either, so I thought you definitely wouldn't.
So what's important right now is there's a dangerous organization acting in the shadows to try and cover up the truth, right?
Yep, that's the most important thing.
The fanatics...
Nope. Ooh, he's right.
The fanatics who want to revive the sanctity of the god they worship. Reviving the majesty of their god means reviving the power of that god. And the power of their god is the infectious disease. This infectious disease can't spread nationwide, unlike other infectious diseases. So from now on, I'm gonna start calling it a endemic disease. That fits better since it only affects this region. Anyway, the endemic disease of current-day Hinamizawa is different from the one of old times. It's been through a process of natural selection and it's harmless now. In other words, it doesn't do any harm to human bodies. That harm was once interpreted as a curse. A curse is the power of a god, so a harmless endemic disease means nothing. Means that the god is powerless. That means the only way to regain the majesty of that god is to revive the curse. In other words, they want to bring back the primitive endemic disease, namely the harmful, strong version of the parasite.
Wait a second. These fanatics want to deny the fact that their god was actually a parasite? But you're saying that they're researching the parasite. That's contradictory, isn't it?
I know it is. I think that this research is a secret that only the head of the fanatics is aware of. From the outside, they look like they're praising their god, but they actually understand its true identity, and they're trying to revive its supernatural power with their own hands.
I get it now. Oh my god, this is getting crazier and crazier.
He didn't say it in the scrapbooks, but I'm suspicious of the clinic the manager owns.
Manager?
Confirmed. Coach is the manager.
Damn, there you go.
I can't believe I've been right the whole time with the cum syringe. I've been right since the beginning, man.
The Ilie Clinic? Why?
The facility is too big and fancy for Hinamizawa. Mio-san was working there. The manager might be a bacteriologist the Sonozaki family recruited.
Remember the whole derail in Watanagashi about bacteriologists?
No.
And no, the fucking secret Japanese bacteria people?
You mean the what was it, 401st Division or whatever? The Japanese military during World War II or whatever?
Yeah.
41st, 401st? I don't know.
Yeah. Remember I talked about, like, in Watanagashi, I was like, I love that they spent 45 minutes on that and it never comes up again. And here we are talking about bacterial warfare with parasites and pathogens.
It can't be.
I think Mio-san was murdered because she knew too much. The reason why the manager hasn't been murdered yet is because he's working for the fanatics in the first place.
And he's researching the primitive form of the endemic disease. It's hard to believe that the coach we know is capable of doing things like that.
I'd love to see a scene of them confronting Coach. That'd be so funny.
Why do you say it like it's gonna happen?
I'm sorry, he might be totally irrelevant. It's just a wild guess. But someone is doing the research somewhere, that much is certain. And after 5 years, the research has finally been completed. The first case was the dismemberment murder by the damn construction workers. The quarrel had turned into a lynching, and they might have had the primitive infectious disease and the symptoms. The aggression. They might have had the primitive infectious disease and the symptoms, the aggression and delirium. Fuck, this sentence might have kicked in.
Yeah, because they might have had the primitive infectious disease. And the symptoms, the aggression and delirium.
Oh, this is a sentence
might
I
have
would
kicked
make.
in.
That's why it's confusing. This is a sentence I would write.
The victims of the second year were Sadako's parents. There were no witnesses, so the whole event is veiled in mystery. But there's a theory that someone might have pushed them over a cliff, since the fence of the observation deck that they fell from was quite sturdy. I wonder who could have done that. What if one of them was...
Why you say that? Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Why did you say that?
I'm just curious who would have pushed Sadako's parents over the rail if her theory is correct. Considering like the
Why did you say that?
He's freaked out now.
I didn't like that. I did not like that. What did you mean? Was it Sadako? Satoshi.
Satoshi. He's been infected this entire time.
Why did you say that, man?
I can't believe how many times I've done like little. Maybe that's like the most explicit little nudge I've done. That's the first time you've reacted like that.
I didn't like that. No, because as I said, I'm now like overanalyzing every fucking sentence that's said in this game. And my brain was just like, I wonder if that could be relevant to like what happened, like maybe who does it. And as I'm thinking that, you just go, wonder who could have done that one. I'm just like, get out of my head, man. There's aliens in my blood, and their name is Tyler. Oh, fuck me.
What if one of them was infected by the primitive parasite? He or she might have become violent and pushed the other over the cliff. Excuse me. Got all these gross fucking burps.
Do you know how many times I'll hear some gross ass shit and be like, God, just fucking
Stop whatever I'm doing and instantly get that out of there. Is Bailey Brooke's sister?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Bailey's great. Funny.
I just saw her pop into VR chat. And that's...
Yeah, she's a disgusting Quest user.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. Link cable gamers, filthy peasants.
Fucking AJ. A Shinto priest died from a disease, and his wife drowned herself in the 3rd year. He might have died of shock because of a hypersensitive reaction to the infection. His wife might have just gone crazy and committed suicide when one of the symptoms, delirium, kicked in. In the 4th year, Satoshi Hojo's aunt was beaten to death, probably by Satoshi himself. Everybody who knew Satoshi-kun remembers how he changed at that time. He showed signs of being both aggressive and delirious. And the 5th year. For the first time in 5 years, the victim experienced the maggot disease described in the old scroll of the Furude Shrine. The reason behind that is unclear, but the stronger primitive parasite could have given its victims a delusion of maggots.
I'm all jumbled up in here.
He's all jumbled up in the brain.
Parasites, man.
Yeah, you got maggots crawling around in there.
This means that they finally managed to duplicate the curse of Oyashiro-sama after 5 years of research. Tomitaki-san is the victim of the 5th year.
Flash.
He died in an extremely abnormal way, and I'm the only one who understands his death because I experienced the same thing.
Sorry, I'm really immersed.
He kept clawing his throat to get rid of the maggots and died as a result. With all that explained, I finally understand the maggot disease I experienced in Ibaraki. I left Hinamizawa and made the parasite in me uncomfortable. As a result, it tried to resist, even though it wasn't very strong, and it tried to make me homesick. But with my parents' divorce, I grew mentally unbalanced and completely lost power to resist for a period of time. The parasite was weak and harmless, but my mental instability allowed it to worsen my symptoms dramatically. As a result, I went crazy and became violent. The delusion of Oyashiro-sama appearing to me in the bathroom was probably the delusion of Oyashiro-sama appearing to me in the bathroom was probably the terminal phase of my delirium. I created the supernatural existence, Oyashiro-sama, that I was instilled with when I was little. Then I persuaded myself to go back to Hinamizawa based on that delusion. Some of the transcendents of Onigafuchi must have had the same kind of experience. They must have passed their experiences down as the act of God. I remember once I saw on TV that the indigenous people of South America used to use some kind of natural drug in order to have a mystical experience, and that they called it a ritual to communicate with their gods.
So, what the fanatics are trying to do is to spread the primitive parasite throughout Hinamizawa.
I think that's their goal, but I don't think they'll do that without letting people know about it. Religions need ceremonies, so if they created what they wanted to create, and if they decided to spread it, I think they name it the day of Oyashiro-sama's revival or something, and they'd perform some kind of ceremony. It would be the celebration of the revival of Oyashiro-sama.
That's a bad thing, isn't it?
I think you can say that, because they're trying to spread a very dangerous pathogen.
Hey, isn't that bioterrorism? Jeez, this is very bad. They used it on Tomatake. Flash, confirming that they succeeded in duplicating the curse of Oyashiro-sama. So that day of revival might be really soon.
I don't know. It could happen in a few days, or it might take a year.
This is way out of your league, Rena. This is a very serious conspiracy. There's nothing we alone can do to stop them. We have to report it to the police.
Do you think they'll believe us?
It's their choice whether to believe us or not. No matter what, we have to tell them.
Keiichi-kun, telling Oishi-san about all this means tell him that I have the scrapbooks.
Do you think that'd be a problem?
You know the picture of Eminem where it's like, "Woe, rat be upon ye." Whoa, Oishi be upon ye.
My humor is broken. I don't know why that was so funny.
They should have played his music. They really should have played his music.
The slow reveal of Oishi, man.
I love Oishi, man.
Oishi-san came to me after Mio-san was murdered. When they killed Mio-san, they found out that her scrapbooks were missing. They also know that she met me in the library a few days ago.
No way. You mean...
Yeah, Oishi-san could be one of them.
No shot. Come on.
It's possible that Oishi-san thinks I have the scrapbooks, and he might be trying to find out. In fact, he looked very suspicious, and it seemed to me that he didn't really tell me everything he knew. He only told me things to make me suspicious of the Sonozaki family. He could have just been trying to look like he was on my side, and that he's actually their minion.
Do you see how easily she sees through Oishi?
Do you know how upset I'm gonna be if the big reveal is that Oishi's evil?
Not even that part. Just
The fucking...
he only told me
Tell
things to
everything,
make
yeah.
me suspicious of the Sonozaki family.
Yeah.
Like, Christ almighty, Keiichi.
Rena is right. Rena could be... Or Oishi's right. Rena could be a based detective in Onikakushi.
She saw right
Or-
through him.
Okinomiya. Oh, yeah. Rena sees through everybody, dude.
Oh,
She's a
it's
freak.
So funny.
And how Keiichi's just like, wow. Oh my god.
It must have been the Sonozakis.
Wow, this is crazy. You know, Keiichi, you seen those videos where the guy will like walk into like an underground warehouse and be like, ooh, piece of candy. And pick up like, ooh, another piece of candy. And just keep going. That's Keiichi, man. God.
Bye, Oishi.
I'll miss him.
But the police are only hope.
Keiichi-kun, you know that the case of the fourth case. You know about the case of the fourth year, don't you? Sadako-chan's aunt was murdered, and I believe Satoshi-kun did it. But the police fingered a drug addict as the murderer. What do you think about that?
Some of the fanatics are with the police, and they fabricated the murder?
It's the same with the autopsy of the Shinto priest, who they claim died from disease. And the inspection of the incident site where the Hojo couple died. If the police are on their side, it opens the door to many perfect crimes. The three families have been maintaining pressure on the police since the dam conflict. You've heard from Mii-chan that they also have considerable power over many organizations in Okinomiya, right?
Yeah, I have. It's not only Mion who told me that. Many people did. They told me the Sonozaki family holds influence over the whole city.
That's right. You can't necessarily trust the police around here.
You can trust Oishi, man.
Rena, please! I want to make one thing clear before we go on. Are the Sonozaki family the masterminds behind all this? Does that mean Mion is involved too? Please tell me.
You think Rena knows?
I don't know if Mii-chan or Rika-chan are directly involved or not. All I can say for sure is that the fanatics have the power to control the nerve centers of the three families, including the most powerful family of all, the Sonozakis. I'm not sure the fanatics are controlling the three families, or the three families are the fanatics themselves.
As long as we're not sure about their involvement, it's better for us to be extra careful around them. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. I'm not saying I don't trust Mi-chan. She's usually very reliable, and I ask her for help with any problem, but not this one. This one's a little different. I don't know if you've seen it before, but although Mi-chan jokes around when she's with us, she can be a very cold person when she's acting as the successor to the Sonozaki family. Plus, even if she wasn't involved, we would put her in danger if we told her about this.
Sorry, the parasite's getting me. If she was on our side, that'd be really encouraging. I think we should tell her.
No, we shouldn't. I shouldn't tell her until we confirm she's not one of them. Should be great if we could pull her to our side, but what if we couldn't?
So, how are we gonna fight against them?
Well, this is a battle we don't stand a chance of winning to begin with. That's why I don't want to get you involved.
Damn it! Takano-san left us with a big parting gift, didn't she?
But because of that, we know about the conspiracy. I believe this is her will.
Danganronpa 3 Kaede.
Two kids challenging the mastermind who controls the village. This is gonna be tough. Ordinary methods won't work.
But Keiji-kun, I'm glad I have you on my side. We can talk about it and plan things together.
Of course. I've always been on your side, and I'm your friend.
I know. Thank you. You're very reassuring.
Two heads are better than one.
Yeah, I agree.
It just felt canon.
We can come up with a plan for how we're gonna fight against them together. I skipped school today because I wanted some time to read the scrapbooks again, but I'm going to school again tomorrow and I'm gonna act normal. They might sense something is wrong with me if I act different. You should do the same, Keiichi-kun. Please be careful with Mi-chan. She's sometimes very perceptive.
Okay. I'll act normal, as if I know nothing. But damn, I'm a bit scared. A huge conspiracy is right around the corner, and it might already be counting down to 0. It's hard to act normal knowing that.
I don't think it's gonna happen very soon. Like I said earlier, if they really are religious fanatics, they need a religious ceremony. They need the help of the whole village to hold something like that. I can't think of any event other than Watanagashi.
So you're saying we have time at least until the next Watanagashi festival?
I can't promise, but I just can't think of any event other than that. I think we have a year at least, but I also feel like we don't, because how they killed Mio-san. I might not know, but there might be a bigger religious event than Watanagashi. It might not be long until that day.
Is the religious event the day they kill Rika? Because they kill Rika like, what, 2 weeks after Watanagashi? Like a week and a half? She gives us the exact date. Gorp Rika gives us the date.
Does she? Oh, she
Yeah.
doesn't give it.
Yeah. Because she's talking to Rika, and Gorp Rika is like, yeah, they're gonna kill you. And Rika's like, how much do I have left? She's like, you have like a week or 2 left after the Watanagashi. And then Rika's like, June 32nd. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad that's the day, because it'll never happen.
But yeah, no, Rika drops a date in there. But it's like, I know it's a week or 2 after the Watanagashi.
Mm-hmm.
They say in the tip. I promise.
On the day of Oyashiro-sama's revival, they're gonna spread a dangerous parasite, and that day might just be around the corner.
So is that why they kill Rika? Is it's the Oyashiro-sama revival day? So they religiously execute the avatar of Oyashiro-sama, then release this fucking parasite. Or they need like her blood or some shit, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe Because she's Furude bloodline, she's immune. And they boost their own immunity to the parasite by eating her guts, which is why they like religiously, ceremoniously
But
kill
all
her.
her guts are there in the
Are they? Shit. Oh yeah, because the crows are peeking at them.
picking. Peeking. Picking.
Yeah, picking.
Pecking.
Packing.
Crows aren't packing.
Pegging.
Stop it.
Point is,
Point is,
them killing Rika is the day of Oyashiro-sama's revival. I'm gonna stick with that.
cool.
Thoughts?
Sure. I have them.
Don't trust them. Raina, are you still on the phone? Wrap it up soon. It's getting late.
My father stuck his head out from the living room, telling me I need to hang up soon. I thought about telling him so many times. It's natural to think that your parents will be on your side no matter what. But I know just how weak he gonna get, so I couldn't tell him. I don't think he believed me anyway. Even if I told him, he'd just tell me to call the police. It's better that I don't tell him. They might get close to my father to get me. If he didn't know anything about anything, including the scrapbooks, there'd be nothing to squeeze out of him to begin with.
True.
I'm sorry, Keiichi-kun. I have to go now, but it's getting late. I'll see you at school.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Be careful, okay? You're not an outsider anymore.
Yeah, I'll be careful. I remembered the suspicious men in the white van and felt a chill run through my spine. They looked like villagers, but they weren't. They had the village accent, but they were just pretending. The more I thought about it, the more suspicious they became. It let me know that Rina and I aren't safe. If Rina's right, they're just suspicious of her, and they're not sure if she has the scrapbooks or not. But it's still creepy. Rina had probably experienced the same creepiness I felt when she saw the van several times up until now. She must sense the danger more than I do. It's a woman's intuition. However, the fact that they weren't attacking, that they were merely observing us, was disturbing. If they attacked her, she could have done something like going to the police, but all they're doing is watching her from a distance. She can't do anything about it. She can't talk to anybody about it. She probably just wants to stay in her house all day. But if she acted different, they might take it as proof that she has the scrapbooks. We have to think about how to fight against them without making it obvious.
Oh. I think I know what the next scene is.
I told myself that there was no going back, and I put the phone down.
Well, well. That was a chapter. Is it a chapter or is it a
Chapter's not
halfway?
overworking our mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an intermission. Well, it's... Yeah, I think I know what's next, so...
Oh?
Next time, maybe.
How long is this?
I might fuck it up, but... Anyway.
Alright.